Oil is down nearly 30% from the high, and predictions that it could reach $200 a barrel seem a little bit like a distant memory. You might even remember Vladimir Putin talked about $300. Oil starts to spike up here. The invasion happened here at the end of February, and that's when you had this huge spike in oil all the way up to $130 a barrel. Oil has now crashed back down. As you can see, gas has barely moved. The question is, why have gas prices not come back down?
You know, bacon's up 44%. It's crazy. Eggs are at all-time high. Potatoes are increased. Lettuce is on the verge of increasing. Cheese has increased by 20%.
Prices for what we buy are rising by the week.
The family-run farm launched a major recruiting effort, but still had trouble finding enough manpower.
So we're seeing an ironic dynamic playing out. The unemployment rate is rising unexpectedly to 6.1% last month, yet more and more businesses are saying they're having a hard time filling positions, especially for those lower wage type positions.
The Biden administration is increasing border enforcement in the hopes of deterring migration to the U.S. The move comes amid a 21-year high of migrant arrests. Authorities are now flying Central American migrants deep into Mexico under a Trump-era public health order known as Title 42. Last week, the Biden administration extended Title 42 indefinitely. The efforts are more strict than the Biden administration's original border policy.
Well, Crystal, this isn't just a local problem. A national study revealed 42%, a record high of small business owners nationwide, had job openings that could not be filled.
At Nataya's Secret Kitchen off Westlake Mead, General Manager Jennifer Zelkowski polishes glasses. Not in her typical job description, but she says these are not typical times. But hiring employees is no easy task.
Bridger, sit. Bridger.
Just ask Kathy Brooks at the Hydrant Club.
And business is really starting to grow, and I can't find employees.
Same plot line at the newly reopened Art House theaters downtown.
Whether it's a server, a busser, runner, a cook, a utility, a host, I mean, every position right now is very tough to fill.
Just take a look at this advertisement to lure candidates off the I-15. Stripping pays more than unemployment.
The wage price spiral is described by the cyclical phenomenon in which wage increases cause price increases, which in turn cause wage increases, possibly with no answer to which came first. In macroeconomic theory, this could happen due to a number of reasons, and this need for the wage increase actually increases the cost of goods and services, and thus creates this cycle of wages going up and then costs of goods going up and wages going up and costs of goods going up, on and on and on.
Authorities are now flying Central American migrants deep into Mexico under a Trump-era public health order known as Title 42. Last week, the Biden administration extended Title 42 indefinitely. The efforts are more strict than the Biden administration's original border policy.
So we're seeing an ironic dynamic playing out. The unemployment rate is rising unexpectedly to 6.1% last month, yet more and more businesses are saying they're having a hard time filling positions, especially for those lower wage type positions.
And finally, new rule, you can't spend the first half of a debate bitching about how immigrants are ruining the country and the second half on the uplifting stories of your immigrant parents. The Republicans all talk about building walls and deportations and making people learn English. And then John Kasich. My grandmother was an immigrant who could barely speak English. Ted Cruz. My father was an immigrant from Cuba who didn't speak English. Marco Rubio. My parents arrived with no money, barely speaking English. And of course, Donald Trump. My father was an orangutan from Borneo who didn't speak any English at all.